Hello everyone, I welcome you all to the tutorial on operating systems. So in this tutorial, we will cover the basics of the operating system. And also this course is not for understanding advanced concepts of operating system. So if your goal is to understand the advanced concepts of operating system, so this tutorial will not be much helpful for you. And before you start learning the OS concepts, right, before that you need to prepare a plan and follow it. So you will be asking why, right, why we need a plan for studying the operating system concepts, right? So the issue here is that if you do not have a plan, you will be jumping to topics in random order, and finally you will end up with understanding nothing. So basically you will not be able to connect all the components of the operating system, right? You will be confused. Okay, you will not understand. You will not understand. Okay, how does the process connects to the memory, and how does the process connects to the storage or security, right? You won't be able to figure it out if you do not follow the uh, correct order. And also after every video I will ask you some basic questions, right, that will be related to the last video, and you should you should try to find out the answers to those questions, because if you have understood the concepts well, you should be able to answer that. Now let's come back to planning. So what is planning actually, right? So if you look at if you look at the Wikipedia article for the term planning, you will find this definition. Planning is the process of thinking about activities required to achieve a desired goal, right? So here two terms are very important. One is activities, the other is desired goal. Now let's focus on these two terms, right? So what are the desired goals, right? So what is your end goal for studying the operating system concepts, right? So there can be various reasons you are studying operating system, right? So it can be any one of these, right? One can be you just want to understand the basics of operating system. So you just want to gain some knowledge of how operating system works, right? Other can be, right, you are writing your gate exam and you are in computer science, and operating system is one of the important part for the exam, and you want to score good marks in that exam, right? Other can be you just operating system is a course in your semester, right? You are in second or third or fourth semester. Now operating system is one of the course in a semester, and you want to pass this operating system exam. And the last reason can be you have some tech related interviews, and in that interview they will be asking you some questions related to operating system concepts, and you want to clear your interviews. So this can be what any of these reasons can be your desired goal. And now how will you achieve these goals, right? Now you need to perform some activities to reach these goals, right? Now let's look at those activities. So the first activity and the most important one is to follow the order of the topics as I mentioned below, right? So do not go in random order. So if you want to understand the basics of the operating system, do not go in the random order. If you go in the random order, it may happen that I will use some terms in some video, right, that will be related to the videos that were before it, and you want to be able to understand that, right, in that video, right? So you should follow the order, then only you will understand the concepts well. And all the topics, right, what are the topics, I will cover that after some time. And also understand what to study versus what to not. This is also important. See, if you are studying for the GATE exam versus you are studying for a semester exam, both are very different, right? So in semester exam, I mean normally the universities or the college, they won't go that deep into the operating system concepts, right? They will not ask very deep question. Very advanced questions. That's what I mean. So they will normally focus on the basics and ask from the general topics, right? They won't go very deeper into the topics. But if you're studying for GATE, right, you need to understand the concept very well. Because the questions asked will be, kind of not tough, but it will require, it will require that you have understood the very basics of the operating system, right? And if you write a semester exam, and if you just know, okay, this is that, right, and you can write something and pass that exam. So that's what you should understand, right, what to study versus what to not. So if your aim is just passing the semester exam, then you can skip many of the lectures here, and still you can pass. But if you want to score good in gate exams, if you skip some of the important topics, then it may happen that you will get very less marks. Then the next one is theory versus examples, right? So you should not only focus on the theories, you should also solve as many as examples as possible, and also try to understand the examples. This is very important. In some cases, theory is very important. You need to, basically remember the theory part, but in many parts, in many other concepts, you also need to solve various examples. Then only you will understand the concepts. So whenever I am teaching some concepts, at that time I will ask, I will tell you, right, what is important, what are the theories that are important and what are the examples that are important. Now next activity is ask questions whenever you have doubt, right? So do not, whenever you have doubt, right, do not keep it in the mind, right? Either you can Google it or you can ask me in the comments of the video, right? I will answer that. So do not keep that in mind, okay? If you want to understand the operating system concept very well, do not do this. And also, as I already talked, solve as much examples as you can. This is very important. Then you will understand, you will understand in detail, right, how it is working, everything, right? Just understanding, okay, this is this algorithm, right? Just understanding the theory. But if you are not solving the problems, sometimes you will not understand the concept itself, right? And also, yeah, pause the video and try to solve the problem. So whenever I am trying to solve a numerical, right, or example, so before you see my solution, just try to pause, right? So when I have given the question, try to pause and try to solve it by yourself, right? And if you're not able to, it's not a problem, but you should try first. And if you have tried and if you have got a solution, then you can compare with my solution, right? This will also give you a lot of confidence, right? If you get correct answer, and even if you get wrong answer, right, then you can analyze with my solution, right, why you got wrong. Also next is go slow, right? This is very important. Don't aim for just completing the playlist. This playlist may have 50 to 60 videos, right? So don't just aim, okay, I have to complete 60 videos very fast, right? Go slow, understand the concepts, ask questions, and then solve examples, and then go forward. Do not jump videos by videos, right? And yeah, exception exists for college students who are just for pass, who are just here for who are studying the operating system concept just for passing it, right? So for them, they can just jump over from one video to another, they can take notes and pass the exam. But for others, I will say go slow, and understand the concept very well. And also I will have notes for each topic, right, in the description of the video. Also you can look at my notes, that will also be very helpful. Now before I go through the planned syllabus for OS, let me discuss what I expect from you. So I have made this 60 to 70 videos, so I expect something from you, so let's go through that. So subscribe if you like the content, right? So if you like the content, do provide the positive feedback either in the comments or by subscribing to the channel. And if you do not like the content, right, that also you can provide. You can also provide a negative feedback. So if you see there is a problem with sound of the video or video quality or the content of the video itself, right, you can dislike the video, right, and you can comment on the video also, right, what I should improve, right? Then I can then again I can again make that video, right, and upload it, right, if it is right, if it is not good for many of you. That's why if there is issue with the quality of the video or sound, you should comment, right? You should provide me with the feedback, and I will fix the issues and upload the video again. Now let's look at the content for operating system course, right? What are the contents we are going to cover? So actually, if you can divide the content into 5 major topics, right? One is the overview of operating system, then you have process management, right? Then you have process coordination, then you have memory management, and at last you have storage management. These are the 5 important topics in which operating system concepts can be divided. But there are subtopics also here, right? So I have already made a note of this. I've written this on my blog also, and I will paste the link in the description, so you can watch what are the subtopics for each topic, right? So if you see, first part is the overview of operating system, and here you are going to study about what is an operating system, right? OS versus kernel. Then you'll understand, learn about the functions of operating system, And also I will cover some basics of operating system, like what are system calls, right? What are interrupts, what are signals. So the issue is that if you do not understand these concepts, what are system calls, what are interrupts, what are signals, right? And in many other videos I will be using these terms, right? System calls, interrupt, signals, then you will not understand, right, what I am talking about there. So it's better to cover at the beginning. And it may happen that okay, you won't be able to understand system calls because maybe I'm using some other terms since you are at the beginning of the tutorial, right? It may happen, then there is no issue. I mean, you just go through the video. If you do not understand, make a note of it, and in the further lectures you surely will be able to understand it. And also if you want to skip this, there is no issue. I mean, you can skip this, and whenever you have doubt, right, about system calls, interval, signals, right, because in the future videos I will talk about that, right, then you can go back to these videos and watch it. So that's another way. Next is, so once you are done with overview of the system, next is process management. So how a process is managed. Here you will understand the basics of what a process is, right? I'm not covering all the subtopics here, right? Because it will take a lot of time if I go over each subtopic. But I will. I have a blog and I have written these subtopics into that, so you can watch that. And also in this tutorial, in this playlist, all the topics. I mean, there are videos for all these topics, right? So once you understand the basics of the process, then we go to the multi-threading concept. I mean, we differentiate between process and thread. And in the process concept, the most useful concepts I will say is process control block. What is PCB? Then what is the difference between program and process, right? You also need to understand what are the different states of a process. And there are other concepts also, like scheduling queues, schedulers, context switch, dispatcher, right? So these all are not very important for understanding a process. But when we talk about process scheduling, right, before that you should know these topics. What is scheduling queues, what are schedulers, context switch, and dispatcher. Before that you should know it. So either you can watch this topic, I mean, before process scheduling, but I will recommend you to watch here only, right? Because here you are studying about different states of a process, and these queues and schedulers, these all are associated with states of a process. So it's better you watch it here. And then the most important thing in process is process creation and the life cycle management of a process through various system calls, right? So that's why I told, right, understanding system calls is important. So if you cover it before, here you won't get confused what are system calls. Then we will go to multi-threading programming. What is thread? What is difference between process versus thread, right? Then what are the user level threads and what are kernel level threads, right? And what are the different multi-threading models? These are important concepts in threads. Once we are done with this, we will go to process scheduling, right? In the process scheduling, we will cover the, I mean, scheduling keys and schedulers, right? If you have not covered it, again you can go and revisit it here, right? And if you already covered and you understood it, then there's no issue. Then here you'll understand about preemptive and non-preemptive scheduling, and what are the criteria that is used by CPU for scheduling. And then we will look at various scheduling algorithms, their advantage, their disadvantage, right? And also we will take a lot of examples to understand the scheduling algorithms. And we will take examples with different arrival time, IO, and context switch. So we will take different examples to understand that. Then third subtopic here is process coordination, and this is also very important. So in this we will not mostly discuss about process synchronization. We will discuss about race condition, critical section problem, solutions to critical section problem. Then we will have detailed discussion on semaphore and mutex, spin lock, binary semaphore, counting semaphore, everything, right? And at last we will see how we can use these solutions, and how we can apply the concept of semaphore, mutex, right, spin lock to some of the problems like producer consumer problem and iterator problem, right? And after this we will go to deadlocks, and we will understand what is the basics of deadlock, what is deadlock, what are the characteristics, and how to detect deadlock, then how to prevent and handle deadlock, right? Then we will cover this in deadlocks. So this is also a part of process coordination. And the fourth topic, after you have understood how the process is managed, right, and how process synchronization takes place, right, after this we will go to memory management. And in memory management, again we will start with the basics. We will start with contiguous memory management, then we will go to non-contiguous memory management, and then we look at the difference between logical address space and physical address space, right? Now also for every of this contiguous or non-contiguous, right, we'll also look at how kernel provides memory mapping and protection, right, in both of these. And the most important these five topics. I mean the main aim of memory management is to make you familiar with paging in operating system, right? So you need to understand the concepts very well: paging, pages, frames, page table, everything, right? TLB, and at last segmentation also. So so once we are done with paging, we will go to virtual memory management. So in virtual memory management, this is a subtopic of memory management, and in this we will understand about what is virtual memory and what is virtual memory management, right? And we are done with paging in this concept, but here we will know about demand paging. That is, similar to paging, but it is slightly different. So we will uh, learn about demand paging here, and then we will go to page replacement techniques. And again, for there are various page replacement algorithms, we will go through it. We will take examples to make you understand what these page replacement algorithms are. So FIFO, optimal, LRU, right? And at last we will go to storage management. So this is not very important, storage management, but still you should understand the basics of how the file system, right, is managed by the kernel, right? So you should understand about how a file is represented, and what are the operations on file, what are the types of file, what are the access method for file, right? And what is directory, what is how, how it is structured, how file is protected, right? Then there are various how a file is implemented, disk scheduling, RAID levels, and storage management. I sometimes think is not very important, but at least you should understand the basics of file system. That's more than enough. Yeah, and in the next from the next video, I will start with the, I mean, basically from I will start from the beginning, right, from the first overview operating system. So I will start with what is the operating system, right, different OS and kernel, and then I will go follow this syllabus. So I hope you find this tutorial interesting, and if you like this tutorial, do not forget to subscribe to the channel. And also, when you do not find the content helpful, do comment on it, like why you didn't find the content useful. Thank you.